Ever looked at a beautiful watch and wondered if it was more than just a luxury? What if it was actually a key to unlocking instant capital? Well, today we're diving deep into the world of Vacheron Constantin, but not just as watch lovers. We're looking at them through the eyes of an investor, seeing these timepieces as the powerful financial assets they can be.
I mean, think about it for a second. We're so often told that luxury items are just expenses. But what if that's not the whole story? What if they could actually be a source of immediate liquidity right when you need it most? That's the world we're stepping into right now.
So, to really get to the heart of what these incredible watches are worth as collateral, we're going to get inside the mind of a professional appraiser. We'll figure out what they look for, what they truly value, and exactly why a Vacheron Constantin can be such a fantastic choice for securing a loan. Let's get into it.
Okay, so at its core, this whole thing is about turning a luxury watch into a practical financial tool. And Vacheron Constantin, with its incredible, over 265-year history, is just perfectly positioned for this. It has this amazing blend of old world, royal heritage, and these ultra-modern icons that people are just crazy about. So what really makes a watch a good asset in the eyes of a pawnbroker? Well, it's kind of like a magic formula. First, you need that undeniable brand prestige. And I mean, come on, everyone knows Vacheron. Second, you need technical depth, and the craftsmanship in these is absolutely top tier. And third, maybe the most important, is wearability. Is there a big market of people out there who would want to buy this watch? That perfect mix is exactly what a lender is looking for.
All right, let's kick things off with the undisputed champions of the modern watch world. These are the models driven by just incredible demand and popularity. You know, the ones you see all over social media, and for a very, very good reason.
And here it is, the Vacheron Constantin Overseas, reference 4500V. This is the modern luxury sports watch. That integrated steel bracelet is just iconic. But you know what the real game changer is? That quick change strap system. It lets you swap from the steel bracelet to rubber or leather straps like in seconds.
And this is where you have to start thinking like a pawnbroker. That versatility isn't just a cool feature for the owner. For a lender, it means the watch appeals to a much wider pool of potential buyers down the line. A bigger market means less risk for them, and that translates directly into a better loan offer for you.
And all that broad demand, well, it translates directly into some serious cash value. On the secondary market, these things command really impressive prices, which makes them one of the absolute strongest pieces you could bring in to secure a pretty significant loan.
Okay, let's shift gears now. We're moving away from the red-hot hype of the market and into the quiet confidence of pure timelessness. For these watches, value isn't about what's trendy, it's about the enduring appeal of precious metals and classic, elegant design.
The Patrimony is the perfect example of this. It's basically the exact opposite of a big, flashy sports watch. This is just pure, refined, classic watchmaking. You've got a slim, solid 18-karat gold case, a clean, simple dial. It is elegance personified. See, unlike the Overseas, which is super hot right now, the Patrimony's value comes from its unwavering stability. A pawnbroker looks at this and knows that this classic style will always be in demand. It's not a trend. It's a sure thing, a safe, reliable bet. And that safety, it gives the watch a rock-solid valuation. Sure, it might not have the crazy high ceiling of the hottest sports models, but its timeless appeal creates a really reliable financial floor, and that means you can always count on it as a fantastic piece of collateral. Okay, now let's talk about what you might call the strategic plays. These are the models that give you all the prestige of the Vacheron name, but in a more accessible package, and that makes them a really smart choice for both owners and lenders. This is such a clever option. It's a smaller 33mm version of that famous Overseas, but it runs on a quartz movement. So you get the iconic design, often with a beautiful diamond bezel, but you don't have the complexity or the service costs of a mechanical movement. And what's really important to get here is that this watch appeals to a totally different kind of luxury buyer. It's for someone who wants that incredible look, the brand name, and the precious materials, but isn't necessarily a hardcore watch geek. For a lender, that's a great combo. It's easy to value and has a very clear, defined market. And the value really reflects that accessibility. It gets you a solid but more approachable loan amount, making it a perfect example of a strategic luxury asset. It just goes to show you don't always need the most complicated or hyped-up watch to unlock real capital. All right, now we're getting to the top of the mountain, the collector's pieces. This is where value isn't just about what the market wants or how much gold is in the case.
Here, things like rarity and historical significance can create absolutely explosive potential.
So when you're talking vintage, there are basically two different roads to value. On one side, you have a simple, vintage gold dress watch. Its value is pretty predictable, right? It's based mostly on the weight of the gold and the brand name. But on the other side, you have a true historical icon. Its value comes from its rarity and its story, creating a much, much higher, though more specialized, market.
And that historical icon is, of course, the legendary Vacheron Constantin 222. This was the predecessor to the modern Overseas, a super rare and historically vital watch from the 70s. For people who are serious about collecting, this is a genuine grail watch.
Now, this is where expertise is everything. A watch like the 222, it takes real knowledge to appraise it correctly. An expert pawnbroker knows exactly how rare and important this piece is. When one of these lands on their desk, it's not just another watch, it's a major event. It signals a very, very significant asset.
And the result of all that history and rarity? Well, the valuation is just staggering. These watches routinely command these kinds of prices, and honestly, they often go much, much higher. It is the ultimate proof of how history and collector demand can create absolutely incredible value.
So after all that, what have we learned? Let's boil it all down to the final takeaway, the pawnbroker's ultimate cheat sheet for figuring out a watch's true value.
It really all comes down to this. You've got market demand, or hype, which gives those modern sports models their high value. You have precious materials, giving classic gold watches their significant stable value. And then you have rarity and history, which can create explosive value for key vintage pieces. And don't forget the last line. It applies to all of them. Having the original box and papers is absolutely critical. It proves the watch's story and can dramatically boost its loan value.
And that's our journey through the world of Vacheron Constantin from a pawnbroker's point of view. It really changes how you look at these beautiful objects, doesn't it? They're not just for telling time, they're about creating financial opportunities. Which leaves us with one last question to chew on. If something as personal as a watch can be a strategic financial tool, what other objects in your life might hold some surprising, hidden value? Thanks for joining me.